Hello one for our next build after the accuracy stacker so far. So I put the accuracy stacker to the side just because it needs a lot more investment than what I had the currency for. Like I'm talking precursor rings, a very well rolled amulet. It needs about another 30k accuracy, I would say, give or take. Because I got the build to the point where I had the chest piece on, the helmet on, I had about like 30k accuracy, and it was struggling on T14 maps. And I POB'd out a level 100 version of the tree with both cluster jewels in, all that. Like I had one cluster jewel in at 30k, but with both cluster jewels, I'm looking at about 30, not even 40k, like 37, 38k accuracy, and it's not gonna get there. And I was talking to someone else in my chat who played the build last league, and he said the precursor rings are so massive for the build. And when I POB'd out the one I was following, when I took off his amulet from last league, that was 10k accuracy gone. Took off each precursor ring, that was another 20k accuracy gone. So the precursor rings I think are going to be the way to go. And also I need a way to generate frenzy charges, which is the quiver, which is not crafted. Because I think without frenzy charges, the build loses a lot of damage. So it definitely needs that. So we put the build to the side now. We'll go back to it later when I have more currency. So this is the actual build I wanted to play before that. This is the Forbidden Rite Totem. This build is insanely strong for how little investment it is. I'm not gonna lie. This is probably gonna get nerfed next league in 3.16. I can already see it. So my gear is trash. I spent under 10x on this whole entire build, and the build's almost done to the point where it's up to the bigger upgrades after this. One thing I'm gonna say is resistance sucks on this build. Just like it's hard to get it where you can. So, pretty much I had about 140 chaos to build everything minus the chests. So I picked up everything else pretty cheap. The M1, it's pretty much open prefix for mana because you want much mana as you can because your MOM build. So pretty much projectile speed, cast speed, spell damage. All I went for, 5 chaos. And it's right now there's a steel skin in there, increased duration, and despair. Pretty much curse setup for your despair for your chaos res, and steel skin for a little bit of defensive layer. The usual double Kikuzaku rings for your curse immune. I still need to go and kill Yugal with the what you want to call it? Yugal for this thing to reduce the curse effect for the extra 20 so I can save the 3 points on the tree. I keep forgetting to do it. Eventually I will remember. I helmet pretty much just search for any helmet with Forbidden Rite fires additional projectile. Find the cheapest one, I would say. And then I would say craft life and resistance on it. And it's pretty much faster casting, infused channeling, wither, and increased duration. I'm horrible with wither. I might switch it to a totem, but I don't want to. It's just, you have to remember to use wither for more debuff. Shield, it's pretty much spell damage, cast speed, life, and get res if you can. Eventually, I'll probably upgrade this one in the future to the Shaper Shield, where they +1 totem. Because I think that one will look for the 7th totem. So, a lot of totems, a lot of damage. But that's very late game. And it's pretty much a Vitality Jewel for some regeneration. Flame Dash, Arcane Surge with the Flame Dash. Amulet, I pretty much search for any amulet with the area effect and area damage on it. You can craft it under your self if you want to save some money. I just went this way so I can craft the cast speed instead, but you can flip them if needed. And I just went life and any resistance I can possibly get. And then also anoint Ironwood for spell totem life. Totems gain 20% all res. It's really cheap. I think it's like really cheap actually. Yeah, teal's the highest oil. So super easy. The soul mantle, you know, the usual soul mantle. You can do this on a 5 link, no problem. 6 link, I would just add the cruelty because it's easier to get those colors instead of the 2 red. So I would just go get these ones up here and make this your 6. It's pretty much Forbidden Rite. Just buy a 2020, 5 Chaos, Corrupted. It's stupid cheap. Multi-totem, faster casting, void manipulation, control destruction, and cruelty. I can probably change this up a little bit. I think Forbidden Rite, multi-totem, and void are probably the best 3 in slot. The other 3 are probably doable. I don't think you really need faster casting. I think it just helps that the totems shoot faster. And it's pretty nice when you use mapping. We'll show you a map at the end of this. Boots and movement, 30% movement speed, life resistance. Belt, life resistance. Gauntlets, or gloves, I would say look for Calling Strike and increased projectile attack damage and whatever else you can get on there. Ideally, resistance and life. I got really crappy ones. These were 20 chaos, so it's a lot better than spending over an X. Oh yeah, the boots, it's pretty much fortify, shield charge, and faster attacks, and a open slot. Cast gloves, cast damage, cast on death with portal effect, because you do die with this build. You are not the strongest build ever, so you will die. So this just helps. And then there's a random clarity to help with more mana regeneration. You can probably put another portal in here, a level 20 quality one, is cast it yourself to save portal gems. You can level up other gems, put other combinations in here that work. For now, it works. I'm dealing with it. Flask, this needs to get changed, this setup. But right now it says bubbling, divine, stotching. Experimental quartz resistance for phasing. Resistance was on there because my resistance was horrible. So I just put it on there for the time being. This is supposed to be actually a dowsing pass for flame immune, or for fire immune. I forgot to do that. Quickening for speed, and enduring during another resistant one, just in case. But pretty much the enduring one, I would recommend making sure you get it. Let me just get this trade so people don't stop. So the accuracy build isn't it for trade, but it's not selling, so I'll probably just keep it and start crafting it later. Actually, that's it with this. Skill tree. Come on, let's move up. Start here first. So a little bit different with the labs. It's actually the lab 1 and 2. You don't go with this one in this build. You actually want to go with this one for 3 and go straight for this. Sanctuary of Thought is actually really nice with this. You get more AoE, you get less mana reserved for skills, you get less mana cost reservation of skills, so you get more mana for your MOM. And you get some ES for more defensive layer. It's really nice, actually. Where we at? Where's the start of this tree? Oh, here you are. So over here, you have like the, usual, your dex, life, AoE. You have your totem life, because you do want totem life with this build, otherwise totems will kill themselves. Right here is a Spire of Stone for more, pretty much 21% totem life, and totems cannot be stunned. Get Corrupted Blood on this if you can. They're about 2x or less. I had to get one to eventually a Corrupted Blood version. It's just currency right now. And then life. You can probably fill out the life wheel at the end with more if you have extra points. Like, I gotta get rid of these 3 points. Once I get Yugal, these 3 points are getting dumped completely. We'll do clusters at the end. Like life, jewel slot for self-flagellant. You do want this because it's the same as the Freezing Pulse version. Your Ancestral Bond, life, Chaos Res. I probably would pick up these 2 later. Cluster Jewel, your Chaos Damage, Chaos Pen, Chaos Leech, really good. MOM, only get this when you feel like you're good on mana. Otherwise, you'll destroy your mana pool early on. Life, jewel slots, pretty much. You get one with like max life, totem life, and any type of cast speed, attack and cast speed, and cast speed by themselves are the same. Attacking cast speed with a shield is the best one, I believe, to get, if I'm correct on numbers. Because this is 2 to 4, yeah. So shield is the best. Over here, just your life, mana, AoE, because you're not a crit build with this. Life, you can even get this point up here. You know, more spell or block mana regen. You have a Rain of Splinters here. You want to get this with the lowest reduced totem damage you can afford because it gives you more projectiles. So you're right now the build at the end shoots 3 projectiles right now because of the helmet. Without the helmet, it's 2. This definitely is a quality of life. That's actually it. Actually, it's a very simple skill tree. So the cluster jewels, you want 2 of them with. Right now, I have 2 of them with Unholy Grace and Unwavering Evil. They're mainly just to give you Unholy Grace for 30% more damage and more attack and cast speed. You can there's probably a good combination for a third one. I have not looked into it at all. For now, this works, so I'm gonna go with it. And in the future, we'll look for a 3 passive one that we can at least have another good one that works for us. Like this is not bad either for 30% more damage, but you need something else so that how it fills in. Come on, there you go. And then down here, it's one with repeater, I guess it's called. Yeah, repeater and shrinking bolts for more projectile damage, more attack speed, or some more cast speed pretty much. And then more damage, and also gives them taunt to the totems. So a little bit of fireability. Now one of them is Ancestral Echo. This is pretty much placements. This is pretty much a defensive layer. You're gonna want 2 of these in the future, but it's pretty much increased speed, more cast speed if you summon totem recently, which you always do, and then also more life, more resistance, and also chaos res, which is big. So when you have 2 of these, it's 80% chaos res on the totems. So they'll definitely stay alive for a long time. They're about 150k give or take, so they're gonna take time. I have nothing to get it second one. I just got to put time into it. And then this 2 down here is pretty much get resistance if you need it. Like that's what this one is. This is just life, cast speed, and resistance that help me max out my res. Because I was short resistance at the end. This one is pretty much life and double cast speed. Like when I go up here for the 2 I need to get for this one, it's gonna be the same thing. Life, double cast speed. Or what I might do is drop one of them, and I might, instead of the cast speed, get the Fertile, I think it is, the life one. The one gives you like 10% life and more life on top of it for a massive life jump. Because I think that might be a little bit better. Because cast speed, you realize how fast it is when you're playing this build. It's plenty. I think life is the most thing to go for next. So I'll probably do that, maybe with both or just one at the top. But they're expensive. But we'll see how it goes. That's pretty much the main part of the tree. I think I went over all the basic quickly. Build's extremely easy. I would not recommend leveling Forbidden Rite until you have, you know, probably at least the Spirit of Stone, the Life. You don't need the Cluster Jewels. I played this build. I pretty much took this build from 71 to 84 without the Cluster Jewels. Or 83 to 83, I'd say, without the Cluster Jewels, any of them. And the totems live, no problem. This is pretty much a really helpful setup right here. With all the totem life from these ones alone, will keep your totems alive, no problem. And the cluster jewels is quality of life eventually. So that's pretty much it with that. Went over this. Oh, bandits you kill all with this build because you want the skill points. You're not crit. Like eventually I'm going to get Maven's Helmet. When I do that I can drop the 2 rings. I can I'm not sure which rings are going to be the next one. I would be 1 blue and 1 maybe just a massive 150 resistant ring maybe. Just so I can drop some resistance from somewhere else and help fill some slots. Because you're going to lose all the res on the helmet. You're going to lose all the resistance on the ring. So I think a 152 resistant ring might be the best in slot. And then another 2 stone ring probably over here to help with that more. But a lot of it too, that's late game. Still very early on in this build. Got still ways to go. But I just wanted a quick update. We'll do a quick map showcase. I've already done Chimera. I've already done Hydra with Maven. I've done maps with Maven. So it builds no problem. We'll do Maven. We'll just put on Soulfight. T14. I mean, we got what we got for now. But pretty much the biggest thing with this build is that you are squishy. But you have to rely on the MLM pretty much for defensive layer. and steel skin. But it's pretty simple. Once your totems go, they take off with how fast they kill things. And like the cast speed, I feel is so fast anyway. You don't really need a whole lot of cast speed with the build. It's so quick. But you can see they just demolished everything. Bossing's a little bit slow. Be careful with the pretty much map stuff you want to avoid is like no regen. I don't like those in general. Temp chains. We have ritual too. We'll do this too. We'll show everything actually. And you have shield charge for moving around a little bit nicer. Wait, we had Nico already? Oh, that was quick. Oh, that was even 3. So let's do Tujin. We got, so like, the only one to look for Tujin, don't touch Chaos Res. It sucks. I did it once by accident. It is absolutely miserable. I'll put a guide out also on how I do my map with this for people if they want to see what I usually look for. And also log books. I'll probably make videos about that. I didn't know there's a ritual in this spot. But yeah, I'm not the best with the wither part of this build. That's the one thing I struggle with the most is timing wither and cast the most. But pretty much just run around circles and wait for everything to die. Cast some more if you need to. But you can see it demolishes everything pretty quick. And we're still missing 2 medium clusters. One is the damage and one's defensive layer. But you can see like their life pool, it doesn't really get affected. Oh, you got a logbook too, I didn't realize that. You got a 81 logbook, that's pretty good. This is my first ritual with this build actually too. Let's pick up all this stuff. Eventually I gotta put the new stuff on the flasks. I'm just not sure which ones. But you can see the build, very easy. Just keep your flasks up at all times. I got divination coin actually. But yeah, like I think this will be the build I'm gonna play with for a good amount of time. Especially how it's already performing much better than the accuracy stacker was on a 10 chaos budget. Or 10 exalt budget, I mean. So we'll keep this build. This is the build we're gonna probably use to farm a lot of currency, mavens, all that kind of stuff. Cyrus. Pretty much we'll use this for everything. And then that would be the build. This will be the build also probably used to farm currency, so we can back to accuracy stacker once we actually craft the end game bow and quivers and all that. But yeah, you can see the map. Not the fastest mapper, but it definitely gets the job done very nicely. You got double boss with Maven, I think. Okay, let's keep everything up. You should be okay. And that's match okay. So I mean, it's not a bad build for how little I spent on it. Very good with it. So I'm gonna cut the video here. I think that's it, really. Yeah, nothing else to really go over. So it just needs levels. Pretty much at this point, we're gonna try to push the Atlas, finish it off, get all the Maven stuff done. I'm doing the Breach Lords right now, also. It'll take time. I'm curious to see how this does on the Fear and Breach Lords, though. That's gonna be very interesting. But hope everyone liked the video. Like we see, subscribe on below. Come follow me on Twitch. If you have any questions about this build, please let me know. The build is extremely good. I recommend this build. Probably over the other builds I played in the league. It's a lot cheaper than all the other ones I played. Especially the Spectre and the Accuracy Stacker. And it's already performing very nicely. Still squishy, but that's most of my builds I play are glass cannon style builds. But, oh well. So, hope you liked the video. Hope to see you on the next one.